Hello, everyone. We are live. Coming back to you all. We have a slight delay. We have a restructuring on our viewing screen. I may be changing it up here and there. Who knows, depending on the liking of the visual appeal. I'm just trying to get into a little Instagram, Facebook to do some sharing. Unfortunately, it doesn't want to work for me. So we're going to go to the Facebook Business app. While I'm getting into the Facebook Business app, I just want to tell you all about this wonderful game called Kaimon from our good friend Jeff and DCT Industries. And I'm going to let Ricky do a great job to promote and tell you how awesome Kaimon is.
You've heard of games before. You've played tabletop games with your friends, against your friends even. Do you want to play tabletop games quickly, efficiently, and still have fun? Maybe you want some crazy monsters in your life too. Maybe they can do things or stuff. Do you want to know who Smug Whale is? I bet you do. All these things can be answered and more with Kaimon. Coming soon, I believe in the spring. Kaimon, a player versus player tabletop game which takes 3 components on each side and battles out in short intervals. Kaimon, beat your friends smugly.
Ricky, that was perfect.
Thank you. It's been a while. Usually I feel like I'm pretty all right, I've got it this week. This time I was like, all right. And it'll be better, even better next week. I'm going to work on these this week and just come up with random things.
That was great. That was great. It broke my concentration while trying to post. Oh, perfect. Okay. Oh, man. What's up, BlackRock Joe? What's going on? Thank you so much for tuning in live. We're just going to give it a second before we start off in tonight's session. For all of you that are listening in, thank you so much for downloading another episode and listening to us play D&D. If I'm being honest, you want to get the full effect, you want to really feel like you're at the table, come on into our Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube live streams. They could be found at podcasters_ on Twitch, pod-casters tabletop gaming on YouTube and Facebook. Basically, just go search up Faybala 5 on Facebook, and you'll find us. Let me just do a quick little hashtag Faybala 5. But what is going on with everyone else? Has anyone had anything fun, exciting in the video game? I know there's a lot of game trailers that were dropped. Any exciting gaming news or video games that anyone's ready for coming out this year?
Me.
What game?
I'm super excited. It's come out, but I haven't gotten it yet. It's Psychonauts 2. The first Psychonauts game on the original PlayStation 2 and Xbox was absolutely amazing and absolutely fun. And then WarioWare has a new, Nintendo has a new game, WarioWare, out on the Switch. I haven't gotten that yet, but it's supposed to be tons of mini games, completely chaotic and absolutely fun for you and your friends.
Nice.
Like in the old Switch trailer, like when it was first coming out and they showed those teens and those middle 20-age somethings on the rooftop in New York City, like playing on the couch with each other. Like WarioWare is the perfect game to actually make that dream come true. Because dreams do come true when you buy Kaimon from DCT Industries, which is not a video game yet, but a tabletop game, like Ricky was saying.
I would play Kaimon on a roof with a bunch of 20-somethings. That sounds pretty fun.
DCT.
Check them out. All right. Well, now that I tagged Faybala 5 on our Facebook post, so if you guys are listening in, you can search Faybala 5 on Facebook, and it's going to pull up. Or at least it should, as long as I did this right. But you definitely want to help us out. Come on in Sunday nights. Check us out live. But let's get into tonight's session. When we last left off, our party had begun eating breakfast that Kelna and Howard had brought to them. And after Ricky, Remus, found a dagger, a sword handle in a pile of rubble of Kelna's cart that she had been stowed away in. They all passed out, knocked out by some poison or some other induced drug that they had presumably been eating. You all had a hell of a dream, fighting multiple dragons, Finks, you turning into a dragon, and Morgor going through some revelations, being challenged by the queen to prove that he is a worthy champion. You all awoke. It is roughly the evening at this point, and sun is not setting yet, but it is slowly dipping in the sky. What do you all do? You've just woken up from your dream nap. You all were allowed to hit long rest.
I think the first thing I'm doing is kind of taking out a little sketchbook and drawing that fungus dragon to the best of my memory. Keep that in my mind fresh as
Okay.
something to maybe aspire to at a later date.
All right, make a history check.
Got my character sheet up. 15.
It was a unique experience, and you've had many wild dreams before. You're a very creative individual, Finks. Sometimes unorthodox, but nevertheless creative. Kind of like the MacGyver in a way at times. This was a unique experience, being transformed into a dragon, and although it feels as real as if it actually had happened, there's a detailed print of what it felt like to fly and have wings and have a breath weapon and the power of a mighty beast. You successfully doodle a very descriptive looking dragon with funky looking fungus and mushrooms growing off of its neck, and fairly detailed down to for what you can remember it feeling like.
Awesome. Is there any bacon still out?
It's a few pieces of bacon.
All right, I'm just gonna kind of find somewhere to put those on my person.
Pocket bacon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you pocket, say, a handful of
I'm
bacon.
Assuming everyone else is done eating, so.
Yeah, no, you can have the rest of my bacon if you wanted to.
That's my bacon. I'll eat mine.
All right. Remus goes to take a few bites of the bacon. You all, with hesitation, wait, seeing if he is going to have to pass out. And you're fine. No save is needed. No tasty bacon. A little smokiness to it.
It wasn't the bacon after all. Speaking
Do you
of,
want yours back then?
no, you can have it. I think you got a little bit of fungus on it.
That just makes it extra delicious.
I'm gonna start going through my bag and making sure everything I still have that I would have used during the dream.
All right, start looking through your bag. Make an investigation check.
20, 30.
Looking through your bag, you do see all of your belongings, plus a blue vial that is still corked with a wax seal over it.
Nice. Beautiful. I'm gonna kind of go off to the side and take my little pouch and kind of inspect it, open it up, reach my hand in, see what I can feel, find if there's anything extra in the bag. I want to try to take it out.
What do you try to picture for?
Any other potions or weapons, anything that might be useful.
Make a straight intelligence check.
Okay. Hold on. Nope, that's the save. Intelligence. 10.
You reach your hand in there and you think potions, glass vials. There's a almost popping feeling within your clutches of your grasp as you feel a vial of glass of sorts appear in your grasp, long and slender, with a stopper at the end of it. Pull it out.
Pull it out.
It is some green-looking liquid potion in a glass stopper.
Interesting. I'm gonna uncork it and sniff it.
Okay. Make a medicine check.
Nice. Medicine. Oh, that's not bad. 20 dirty.
Okay. This no health potion. This actually has more of a pungent smell underneath this sweet aroma, and if almost has a the longer you smell it in and kind of take the scent in, it makes you start to feel sick and your stomach start to turn.
Okay. Just gonna cork it for now and throw it back in my bag.
Okay.
Good to know. I'm just gonna start going through my book, and
Okay.
that's about it for now.
Okay. Morgor, you do realize that the protruding feeling that you felt on your shoulders that had almost the wings that had sprouted, they are still there, and they are actually flexed at this point. Your wings are spread out.
So I still have the wings.
Yes.
I'm gonna try like flapping them.
As you go to flap them, there is this dried skin-like material that is webbed in between it. Patches of it are kind of almost necrotically and eaten away, almost kind of just like weathered. But they do flap, and as you kind of begin to kind of beat them, there's a magical presence that you can start to feel yourself float.
All right, I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
I'm gonna like land back.
Maximus, Remus, anything.
I think I was in the process of taking some extra fabric laying around and making a little cloak like mine for Lucky.
Okay. All right. Make a
As a
dex.
gift.
Make a dex check. Just curious. As you're trying to sew together a little small little tunic and kind of tighten the knots.
10.
10. It's not bad. It's not the most detailed cloak, but for a skeletal rat, this isn't bad. And, you know, it's like a little tunic. You can slink over a skeletal Lucky. All right. Well, Kalna comes walking out of her cart. What the hell? Did anyone else fall asleep?
Yeah, and I noticed you were missing. Thanks for the help, Kelna.
I slept great.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, I heard someone digging around in some handles, and then I just remember clocking out.
Oh, I was digging. I found this.
Oh shit! Is she kind of looks a little worried? Like last time I went just rifling around, I took a bit of poison damage. Were you guys careful? Because this cart's been a little dangerous, but there hasn't been any other free ones that I was able to get into.
I'm good.
Okay. She's kind of shaking her head, just kind of looking a little dazed and confused at this point. She just looks a little out of it. I'll say Remus, make a perception check.
I got a 4.
Okay, never mind.
Deal.
She perceives to be tired.
May I check out my cool new? Oh,
Oh,
no, I was gonna say if I had time, I'd check out like the hilt I found and see if I could just start swinging at things like how my like daggers work. I just feel like if I held the same energy, I'm just like, all right, if I can push it through my hand through the hilt. But I don't know if that's true.
okay. Make an Arcana check.
$13.
13. Okay. You kind of grab this daggered blade. Yeah, it has almost like the stiletto handle where it's pointed down to, and the handles curve. There's this little ruby in the center. As you begin to kind of swing it, you kind of pulse a little psychic energy, and the ruby shatters from the hilt, where the blade meets the handle. And as it shatters, there's a release of sunlight that goes that comes beaming out of it, about your forearm in hand's length, almost in a short sword fashion, just. And it pulses. It's got a formed blade of light, but it feels warm, almost like a nice summer's day. And the blade is almost kind of has a living, not fluidity, but almost a pulsing of its coursing of energy as the sides kind of ripple, uncontained. Think Kylo Ren's lightsaber. A little bit. How the kind of the energy isn't like a perfect just beam.
Fink sees this and immediately pulls his shield and holy symbol out.
Okay.
He is offended by this blade's existence.
Make a religion check, Finks.
Okay. 12.
12. This the limited knowledge of otherworldly patrons and gods and deities that you do know of, you're aware of Palor and other names that he's known for as the Morning Lord in various universes and existences and timelines. And Palor's, you see the sunburst insignia on the blade of the hilt of where the ruby had shattered. There is being this circle with the sun, with the rays of energy kind of protruding from it. And this appears to be a weapon that was made for a paladin or warrior of the sun god.
So great, evil, and cursed. Got it.
This is pretty neat.
Turn it off.
It's super bright. Good
Well, look,
lord.
don't you hear the sound? It's like whoosh. It's like
It's
whoosh. And then I'll stop putting the energy through, and I'll still keep making the sound.
Love it.
I hope that ruby wasn't important. Actually, can I pick up? Is it like in pieces?
Yes, you see the ruby has been like shattered and is in multiple pieces. It's not like fine dust like slivers. It's more like just shards.
I'm gonna take the shards.
You take the shards. Make an investigation check.
Oh,
Trying to make sure
Jesus.
you scavenge all the pieces.
Man. 5. I got the really big ones.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll say you grab, for the most part, majority of the ruby shards. Depending on what you want to do with them, you may need to MacGyver some and fill in some of the cracks if you're trying to replicate them and make them whole again. But for the most part,
I have no idea what these are for, but it came out of it, so it might be important, maybe.
ruby shards.
And then I'll just shove the shards in like my pocket.
All right.
Oh, hey, Remus, I think you missed one right there by your foot.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. I'll say you get another shard. As you do, you feel like you kick a stone hard with your heel, and turning around to see where the stone had tumbled, you don't know where the stone tumbled off to. Perhaps a lost piece. I'll say you have this blade. You're not quite attuned to it yet, unless you were. Let's see. You were not you found this after you woke up, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I think so.
Okay,
Yes.
sure. So you're not attuned
So-
to the item yet. I'll
Yeah,
say.
if we're I don't know what we're doing now, but if we have downtime, I would attune to it.
Okay. It's up to the party.
Yeah,
Kelna
I don't
is-
think we're gonna take off right now. We just kind of woke up, which was kind of interesting. Kalna wasn't in our dreams.
she's out. She's I recall that we're all gonna go after Jarell, but the show is gonna be starting any moment for the night. I don't know if we want to attack him in full force while everything's going on, unless we wish to jump him from the back in between acts.
Well, that's a possibility. However, everybody will be out in the circus, will they not?
Siri, look at herself. For the most part, all the big players would be near him.
How can we get in as an act?
She looks at you and be like, you just kind of go up near the back where all the other acts are, but Jarell's the one that's siphoning and kind of like feeding you all into like who's next. So there's kind of like a constant hands-on during the main show.
Don't forget those bracers. I'm sure they'd notice we weren't wearing them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do have a pair of his manacles, so if anything, if we can get to him and I can manage to get it on him.
Perhaps, but that's one problem solved. The other ones are Harley and Barbados. Because you bet your skin they're going to be gunning for you next.
Yeah, but if they're being controlled by Jarell, if I'm not mistaken, I noticed they have the same kind of things on them. If we can break those off, maybe the
Perhaps.
tides will turn in our favor.
She sits there and she thinks. Let me see. She looks at you all. I haven't been able to get close enough yet. I really wasn't expecting you all to be here this soon. or at all.
I got one of those off with one good hand. I think if I have two and someone helps me, I should be able to get them off us. But it also hurt when I did that, so it's up to you guys.
Yes. Oh, speaking of Tony, as you
Yes.
bring up about getting the, if I'm not mistaken, you helped get one of the shackles off, correct?
Yeah, I think I either dispelled it or we lockpicked it. I forget.
You lockpicked it.
I think it was 1-1.
With the lockpicking, you feel a almost a surge of a self-accomplishment that you did well, and you gain a +1 with your dagger.
Oh, all right. I like that.
Wait, the cool dagger?
The cool dagger
+1 to hit or to damage.
to hit and damage.
So it is now effectively a +2 dagger.
This would be a +2 dagger,
Fancy, fancy.
Nice.
but it's a really cool dagger, and you know, it's your dagger, obviously.
Of course.
This is my dagger. There are many like it, but this
No.
one is mine.
There's only one like it. Special.
Okay. Sorry, I just remember that from the last time. She goes, well, you also weren't in mid-combat trying to get the shackle off, if I'm mistaken, correct?
Yes.
That is correct.
So, coming after and getting the shackles off of Barbados and Holly, if you could subdue them out of combat, perhaps you could get rid of the shackles, but... Oh, hold on.
While she's talking, I'm going to like stare at her intently and see, is it really her or is it Jarrell transformed as her?
Make a perception check.
Oh, okay. Nope, that's a 9.
Okay. Skitherax. You'd get full rest, so you're as Morgor, obviously. But what was your roll, Danny?
9.
9. It appears to be Kelna.
All right.
Something looks a little off about her, but you can't place what. But you do believe that this is Kelna. Perhaps she just has a little too much makeup on right now. She looks a little too, maybe threw on a little bit too much of the white paste. Something looks off about her.
Okay.
But if you guys could get them alone, perhaps. But I mean, all they need to do is shout for reinforcements, and then you have a circus of monsters and zombie ogres, and who knows where the owl bears are, and if there are children being kept. If
Tony, do you have
they're
anything
alive.
like the shackles that aren't the shackles in this pile of stuff?
Let her go look. Do you wish to look with her?
I'll go look with her, yeah.
Go look with her. Make an investigation check
All right.
as she rolls a nat 1 on her look.
17?
17.
No modifier.
Okay. Looking through the shackles and the piles of junk, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. As you see 2 pairs of shackles that you see that they look, they're tucked away on top of a bag. Almost looks like a satchel. And as you go to remove these 2 pairs of shackles that are just plain looking, that, like, you know, you could use as decoys, you hear a click click of almost a spring releasing, and you hear there's a shift of almost glass bottles kind of like shifting off of that were being balanced. What was your dex?
Another 17.
Okay.
15 plus 2.
Was anyone else inside the carriage, or is it just Maximus?
I'm going to be outside asking why we need to save these people again.
Okay. As you hear, there's a few clickings, and you hear these glass almost balls shifting as there's a smashing, of glass. There is a quick explosion of fire and glass shards that come shooting out in your direction. You luckily maneuver out, avoiding majority of the damage, but you'll still take 10 points of piercing damage.
Pile of junk takes 3 points of psychic damage and is pushed away 10 feet.
Okay. Need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's not D20. 19.
19. You feel that there is this caustic acid that begins seeping into your skin and in between the cut wounds from the glass. And there is it almost feels as if someone is kind of rubbing your shoulders. And as you kind of push out with your arcane archfey sense, it's like almost like, I've never seen it, but like almost like is it a ghost, where there's a ghost over the back, where like you kind of look down at your shoulders and you see this you're like almost an archfey spiritual creature kind of like rubbing your hands where the glass shards all splintered into you, and as they're actually picking out all the little pieces of acidic glass that are seeping into your wounds, and you don't take acid damage.
Do I have the shackles?
You have 2 pairs of plastic, or like plain old shackles. Okay. And looking beyond near the back end of where the cart of all this junk is stacked on top of one another, you see an actual pair of magical-looking shackles.
Can I use my
about 5 feet away from you?
Can I use my mage hand to grab those?
Of course. So you kind of conjure up your mage hand. It has this like skeletal-looking cat paw kind of drifts up and swoops and grabs the shackles. It pulls them over to you. You see that they have these arcane kind of runic-looking carvings along them.
Okay. I'll go back outside with the shackles.
All right.
And I'll tell the group that maybe we can put the fake shackles on Howard and try and get in Jarrell's good graces and tell him we had a row and we have now captured him and brought him to him for his service. But he's not really under control because they're, fake. But with my minor illusion, maybe we can make them look like they are actually magical.
I like that idea.
I'll say the shackles you do see, the magical ones that you do grab, they are currently locked together, kind of like already closed, and you see that there's the padlock on them kind of locked shut. So you'll need to unlock them to be able to reuse them.
Okay.
Kelna's with looking to trick Jarrell into thinking his friends are giving him up because he's what? Turned into an asshole. I mean,
if it's...
She looks at you and she's like, he probably won't be surprised. No offense, Howard.
None taken.
Okay.
I know as like the clear lovable person of the group, it would be kind of hard to convince Jarrell that I am an asshole, but I think I can pull it off.
You give yourself too much credit, Albert.
Yes, I know.
You're bloody smart, but you've got a way with words. Okay, so do we wish to do this during the show, or are we trying to get him after the show?
We
Suppose
do
after would be
after-
better.
Yeah. It kind of depends. Like, should we just scout one show just to see, like, how everything runs? How many shows are there left before they go away?
Well, it's pretty much the same show, two to three times a day. They do a midday show, an afternoon show, and then a nice night show. Goes about an hour or so long. You all were there for the night show, I'm pretty sure. With the
Yeah, but it kind of got disrupted towards the end when Finks killed that chimera. So I'm just curious, like, what
Oh.
the normal routine would be after a normal show, because then that could dictate like what we could do and plan as far as grabbing Jarrell and getting him.
Well, after the Chimera, usually they would try to vanquish an evil beast or something of sorts. I don't know what they're going to be doing without the Chimera now and how that will change the order, but
Like a sacrifice.
it's kind of
And I'll
like
look over at Howard.
I could be your sacrifice.
kind of
Just
like
don't actually sacrifice me.
I mean, it is kind of like throwing off a gladiator style who can vanquish the grand beast. I mean, generally it's a skeleton or so, and it's kind of comical for the kids, but they get to see a big, ferocious monster. So perhaps he would give you a mercy killing.
What about if instead of fighting a magical beast or whatnot, I go out there and I challenge Jarrell as the final fight, and then you guys can afterwards.
I don't know if you'd have to be pretty damn convincing to get him out in front of everyone. You know he won't play fair to this, so you all better be watching for anyone else.
Says we play fair.
It's not just gonna be Barbados and Holly. It's gonna be everyone. It's coming at you. You're going to have to take him out quick, or else you're gonna have hordes of zombies and skeletons, all of the grounds workers, all the concession stands.
And what about the patrons? What if we can convince them?
Oh. There's a nervous chuckle. Like, I mean, I don't know if the patrons really are all up for feeling of a fight. I mean, they're patrons. They'll probably run scared. You saw what happened when a undead chimera cut loose. They ran in panic. They had to give everyone free beer to stay, and not even then, people still left.
But it comes with chaos. Don't you understand? We can take advantage of this.
Chaos.
Get them to run. Then Drell maybe is going to be stuck in the ring. He won't be able to find his back door. Maybe we can light a fire. Maybe we can do a lot of things. I say we go now. We're pretty good on our feet, right?
I want to learn how the once I figure that out, I'm good to go.
Remus, over the course of this half hour, I'll allow you to attune to this. As you're tuning to it, you come to find that this is a you can equip this into your items. It's known as a Sunblade. It's a +2 bonus to attack and damage, and you get an extra D8 against undead. As you kind of there's a moment as you're all talking to Kelna and you see Remus just kind of stop, and there's a big flash of like as if the blade is kind of converging inner meaning to him, and you just get hit with a wealth of just information of almost like a priest is laying rituals and prayers and just kind of repetition into memory, and you're seeing through like a child's mind of like in class writing down notes of a good against undead, advantage against good against when fighting undead, you get a damage to bonus, you get extra radiant damage, almost like you're getting like a dose of holy cleric just kind of knowledge ingrained into you. And you see that there is the man from the dream that you had the night before as the one that is being kind of belittled with knowledge. And you kind of come out of your state as you see this blade is...
All right, I got it. Why? All right, before we go though, why do we need to save these people?
I don't think we need to really save him. I just want to kill Jarrell.
Yeah, and in the process, we're helping out some locals that might be able to help us out down the road.
As long as
Yeah,
that rounds out the picture for me. I forgot it was the nap. Yeah, cool.
Okay. So, the plot is to offer a...
Parade Howard in the shackles, the fake ones, disguised to make them look like they're the real ones.
Okay.
And then rip off the cloak and, haha, surprise. Just kidding. Not so smug now, are you, Jarrell?
All right. He's going to have a whale, guys.
A whale of a time dealing with us.
Sorry. I will drop every smug whale reference joke I can. I just love that, Kaimon. All right. I want there to be a Kaimon anime. And I want to see, like, smug whale.
It's phase 3.
We're skipping ahead.
Smug whale voiced by Bobcat Goldthwait.
All right.
Yes.
So Kelna's going, all right. So Howard's the only one going in shackles then. What are we doing about me? Should I go in costume, disguised? Should I watch from afar? Should I help take out people as they come running for Jarrell's help when the fighting kicks off?
You've been here long enough to know who is essentially anti-Jarrell as far as the vendors, the game players, and all that go. They can't be too happy with their current situation. Is there anything you can do to them or say to them to help them sweeten the deal and be ready to take up arms or cause a distraction or to fight?
There's only about 2 or 3 people that I think would really do anything against Jarrell. Majority of the undead, they'll follow his command. He has a sway over them. There's a control that they can't say no to. Essentially a mind control, she describes. The other patrons, they have nothing else. They have nowhere else to go, and it's one of those. Unless you're undead, you kind of get shackles while you're here, if you're working. And I've done pretty well to keep to the shadows and not have any placed on me. I have a feeling that the person that had my cart before me wore those, as she looks down at the one that you actually had found in the back corner. No, I've got a few friends here, but I don't know anyone that would actually help us to overturn the full circus. Apart from a few dwarfs that have also found themselves to be prisoners here, or perhaps some of the goblins. But they don't know any better.
Well, I say everything helps. So if we can get as many people on our side,
And that'll
Like you
keep you
said.
safe and away from being
Yeah.
seen. Rally the troops from behind.
yeah.
Spread the word.
Did we get everything from the cart that we could possibly use?
You have no idea.
Hmm.
But it is dangerous digging through there, because there is a lot of good and a lot of bad. Probably more
Nice.
bad than good. Dangerous. More dangerous than good. I think that's twice now that traps have gone off.
What about the magic bag, Howard? Maybe we can bring the whole pile with us.
Yeah. I'm gonna go into the cart.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Sweet. Yeah, if you want to check for traps just in case. But
Yeah, can I use my eye to scan like the crates and stuff?
Yeah. Make an investigation check with advantage.
$14.
14. Scanning the crates on the ground before you walk into the cart themselves, you see there is a lot of packaged meat, salted meat, a lot of wine barrels, and a lot of bottles of wine, caskets of ale, mini kegs. Nothing too magical, just standard provisions outside a lot of the carts. Kind of like for storage and just for constant travel, which Kelna explains that, the carnival does its rounds. We've jumped between a few different towns. We hit up Brianspell, hit up Berghold, made a pit in a place called Doranel, and Barovia was next on its list. It jumps a little bit of everywhere. It's traveling, kind of coming and going with its own magical purpose. But it seems that wherever it goes, it's been causing a little bit of havoc. Surprisingly enough, it still requires the same, perishables, and it still needs constant import of food and good, goods. So wherever it goes, people end up either trading, or one or two managers or people, I guess, that Jarrell would trust. He sends off in shopping. So you do see kind of scanning over a bunch of the barrels and carts, standard provisions, going inside the cart itself, looking around. A lot of rags, broken handles of swords. There's busted shields, snapped helms, half pieces of suits of armor, scale mail, leather. It's all mishmash podge. Roll a d20 for me.
Got a 13 on the D20.
13 on the d20. As you're kind of piling through bits of junk and just kind of scanning your eye, you see that there is a black ingot-looking box. It looks like almost like a black, like iron rusted ingot. And with your eye, you could see that the ingot is almost split in half, and there is like a keyhole type fixture on it. And this little like ingot almost looks like a jewelry box of sorts. And you could see it as you're kind of peering through a pile of junk, about 2 feet deep into the pile that's in Kelna's cart. So you have to like pull it through a hodgepodge pile of junk, hoping nothing will happen.
Oh, that's what you think. Until I summon Tensor's floating disc under the box and have it go 3 feet in the air and come towards me.
Okay, so you're inside her cart. You cast Tensor's disc below where the box is, or right above where the box is?
Right under the box, so I can lift the box up out of the rest of the junk. So
So
as
let-
I'm doing
so
this,
this
I
is-
tell
the-
Howard and me to move back.
box. Okay, go on.
Yes. Oh, I'm assuming it's in a crate and there's a bunch of other stuff. So I'm just gonna have everything else overflow over the edges of that box till I have my one box on the disc.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the crates are within. This is this is a larger cart. It's like a carriage type size, and it's just been packed with a whole bunch of adventuring gear. And one of the back boxes you start to lift the tensor's disc out of. Make a dexterity check and add your Arcana modifier to it as you're trying to wiggle off boxes and junk off of this to just maintain this little lockbox on. Oh, he threw his hands in there. Is that a 20?
24 with my mod. I rolled a 19.
Nice. You carefully hover the disc out and conjure it in closer to you. And do you lower it to the ground, or you have this jewelry-looking box-sized black ingot-looking block, and it looks solid and sturdy, and you're trying to peer into it with your eye, and you cannot.
I'm gonna hover it over towards Howard and see if he knows anything about this because I can't see through it.
Okay, just so you guys are still inside the carriage.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we can go outside the carriage too, I guess, if you want.
Your call.
I don't know if you wanted to check anything else out.
While he was doing all that, I would have been trying to search around and see if I can find the satchel that they were talking about earlier.
Say that again.
While he was doing the thing with the disc, I would have been looking around to see if I can find the satchel that they were talking about earlier.
What? Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. What did I miss out? What satchel?
Wasn't there another satchel or no?
No, you had. I thought you had the satchel.
Oh, okay. There was only the one that I got then.
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Never mind.
What I was saying before?
Yeah.
Oh, I was saying let's bring the whole pile of cursed weapons with us and
With your
let people
satchel.
take them unexpectedly.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, I thought. Never mind. Okay, yeah.
Morgor have idea.
Morgor pops up.
Morgor.
Just like in the window.
Morgor, welcome to the cart.
I didn't even see you there.
Morgor's party no like Jor-El, correct?
That is correct.
Morgor killed Jor-El.
That is a great plan.
Morgor have other
This-
plan.
Oh, hold on. I don't know if we need another plan after that one. This is why we keep you around, Morgor. All right, here. What's the other plan? It's gold. It's got to be gold.
Morgor take whole cart.
Was that it, Morgor? Just you gonna take the
Like-
cart?
To the tent, or are we just maybe when we leave?
No, guys, you
Morgor-
want to like hook up Morgor to the cart, and we'll just bring the whole cart and everything inside it, and then we'll just like dump it on him or something.
Morgor.
Kelna is staring at Morgor. Just
No.
leans
No, I
over
think
to
he has a
you,
point, Kona.
thinks. He's the barbarian of the group, right?
If you want to call him that, sure.
Just staring at you with a dumbfound look, like, huh?
Morgor, how strong are you? Because I think if you can fly, you can hold the cart or carry the cart with you while you're flying.
Morgor is strongest dragonborn.
Okay.
In game terms, strength of 19.
Oh, nice. Okay. I totally believe you, Morgor.
Strongest
So-
dragonborn, maybe, but not the strongest tabaxi. 9.
Okay, just figuring out. Here, Jeff? I'm gonna put you in charge of googling how to calculate your strength with your poundage. You could tell me how heavy you could lift.
All right.
Off on
I think
that
there's
one.
like pull and lift
This
Stats.
hypothetical physics break is brought to you by
Yeah.
DCT Industries and Kaimon.
While they're going
Maybe
through that,
you want to be strong enough to lift Smug Whale. You know how you'll find out if you play Kaimon. DCT.
all right. So, while we're doing a strength check, Remus, you were looking at the box, I believe.
I was trying to see if, because I can't see through it, so I would ask Howard if it's like magical.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
I still haven't figured out who's the better person to ask about magic stuff in our group.
So how much does this cart weigh?
About like 1,000 pounds or so.
Okay, I can pull it.
All right. See, that's what playing
Got wheels, right?
That's where you learn weight capacities. Playing Baldur's Gate 1 Enhanced Edition, finding out that you cannot keep 7 heavy plate armors in your wizard's equipment box. Got to have a dump character for that. Strength scores matter. All right. So yeah, Morgor, you can carry that. Or pull it.
And then I guess I'll just grab the box from Remus and kind of look it over. Oh, it's got a keyhole. Maybe Kevin might be able to open it, but do I get like any kind of magical presence from it?
Make an Arcana check.
All right. Nice. That's a 24.
24. Okay. I like that. 24. There's definitely a magical presence coming from this.
Hmm.
Definitely a magical presence coming. This box is heavy. You do notice this lifting us. This is just barely beyond your strength, Howard. You know, you're not the weakest in the group, but this is pretty heavy. It's almost as if it's made by like steel itself, trying to hold it. It's kind of like a little bit of a weight. You may even set it back on Tensor's disc. And as you're kind of tracing your fingers along these seams, you see that there's a little crackle of magical energy that kind of sparks from the box itself. Almost like electrical burn. It's coming from where the cracked box is.
Yeah, so Remus, it's got some magical properties. You might be able to open it with Kevin, but it might be trapped, so just be careful with it.
Oh boy, another trap box. Well, I mean, I guess we're going to go take on we're going to take on Jarrell now. Like, I feel like I shouldn't try and dive into this if we're going to do something big.
Unless there's something in there that we could use against Jarrell.
Yeah, but if it hurts me, then I have to rest and.
What about using that box
Heal.
against Jarrell? An offering.
You
He
can hit him with the box.
But what if it's like good? What if he gets
Morgor,
something
can you hold
cool
the
out of the
box?
box?
Yeah.
The box thickens. You know what? I'll give it. Finks, how much you can heal me? You're healed. You're healed, so you can heal me in theory.
No.
I'm just
No,
saying this as
no,
I
I
poke
cannot
my
heal
head
you.
out of the cart. Wait, why
Kinda-
can't you heal me?
Point at the sunblade. No.
What do you mean? Oh, okay.
Can you heal
No,
me?
no. Yes.
What about me?
Not that.
Well, I don't need you to heal the sword. I just need you to heal me.
No.
Oh, you got a cool dagger. I wasn't fine. I was fine with it.
What if-
Morgor will heal you, Remus.
What
I
if
really pray that's true.
what if Remus hands me the sword, Finks? Then will you heal Remus?
Yes, but then I won't heal you.
Okay. That's
All right,
fine.
that's a fair system. I respect it. All right, I'm sure. I'll bust out Kevin the key knife.
All right, bust out Kevin the key knife. The Slender key with the skeleton-looking handle that has this sharpened blade to it. That what's the last time you used, Kevin, the key knife?
It's been a little while. Maybe in the underground,
Oh
if I
man,
had to assume.
the key handle feels a bit cold. It's been a minute.
We haven't really needed to open things. We've been finicky with each other. Kevin, I named you, so I hope you actually took appreciation of that. I don't want to get hurt opening this box, so please help me. I truly hope that one day we can figure out how to turn you back and forth between a knife and a key again. Maybe this will be it. And then I'll try and turn the key.
All right, make a sleight of hand check with proficiency.
Dun, 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 dun.
I mean, you're so high level of rogue, you should be good at sleight of hand checks.
25.
All right. It's been quite some time. And there is this instinctual urge for you to crack out Kevin to see what will happen. And as you grab the key and kind of slide it into the place with one of your lock picks on the standby in anticipation of Kevin not fulfilling his expectations, you slip it in and you feel the tumblers shift into place as the key slides in and clicks without hesitation or resistance. You can turn it, feel it unlock, and as you pull out Kevin, there is a sudden warmth and comfort running through the hand as the key shifts into a leathered dagger handle. And as you pull it out, you see that there is a fine blackened steeled blade of a small dagger. You think again as a key, it turns into a key. You think again, turns into a blade.
We did it, everyone.
Make a perception check for me.
Oh, God. Oh, that could be something. Hold on. All right. That's 10.
On the back handle kind of stamp of like the butt end of the blade, there is a K kind of stamped into the brassing for the handle. Kevin taking on the name.
Yeah. Here we go, Kevin. Now, the bigger picture. What's in the box?
Mm-hmm. 41 episodes in, we finally got Kevin.
There you go.
So long. So many times
long.
just talking to an imaginary inanimate object. Or is he? It's a sentient keyblade.
Is
Them hearts.
As
all over
you
again.
do you open the box? All right. Crack-
Can I would like to use my mage hand.
Okay. Use your mage hand. There's a skeletal hand, purplish spectral hand that kind of materializes up, grabs the back end of the box and peels it open for you all. Sitting inside this orange amber silk, like plush, little pillow-like material, is a silvered ring with blue inlay that ripples around it. And as you open the box, you see a little bit of lightning crackle around it.
just that, Remus?
Yeah. I'm just gonna put it on.
All right.
I don't know what this does.
You now have on a silver ring with this blue inlay.
All right. I found this ring. It doesn't merely match my skin at all, but it might.
Make I'll say who wants to make an Arcana check on the ring?
I'll take a look since I'm right there.
Gore will do it.
Okay.
12.
Argon Jr. Thank you for being in the chat. New name for me. Would you get Morgor?
12.
12?
I rolled a 10. So he actually knows more about it than I do.
Morgor.
Morgor is the smartest when it comes to magic.
There's a split personality as Morgor kind of zones off. And Morgor hears multiple voices shouting in his head, almost like personalities are arguing. And Morgor, you come back after what seems to be an hour of just thought, great contemplation. For all of you, it's been roughly a few seconds. This has electrical properties. Morgor, you don't know how you know this.
Because it's blue. That's into dragon stuff.
Well, that's pretty neat.
Might come in handy if you ever have to ride a blue dragon.
Oh, Danny did ride. Howard did ride the lightning. Forgot about that. Was a good one. I want to see Howard. I want to see a picture of Howard riding a blue dragon. Okay.
May come in handy.
To the style of the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like that. It's like that supercut when they took the dragons from Game of Thrones and they cut it into the Never-Ending Story of them going through. It's exactly what it is.
All right. Essentially, Ricky will say you have a resistance against lightning damage.
Sick.
Nice.
Just so I don't have to keep remembering that on the side. But, all right. So, you guys have been sitting here, planning, plotting. Kelna goes, so, I'm going to go off and attempt to round up some folks that I think would be able to help us in a resistance. You do realize that everyone's going to have the shackles on them. So Jarrell is going to have some sort of control over them. Unless we could find a way to deactivate all of them at once.
Kelna, can I ask you a question about the shackles?
Yes.
Is there a command word, or is it how do they work? Have you seen him use them?
She goes, the hell if I know. I don't. I've never seen him use them. I've seen them come off in very rare occasions. I believe I saw one who attempted to get it off on his own, fought it, and he kept failing. He was a bard named Sergio. He just had to get out of here. And
So did Sergio make it?
no, he couldn't. He kept tampering with it, and after enough failures, he was left there bleeding from the brain.
It's like, da 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 da.
Hey,
You just see her kind of look very kind of somber, like, I kind of liked him. He was friendly. But that's where you have to be careful if you're taking these off. Not just
He
anyone
was
should be able
friendly, huh?
to. You could say that.
Were you two an item?
Just make a straight general charisma check.
16.
She gets slightly blushed, and he had a way with words. And she kind of just shuts down.
I bet he did. I bet you he did.
Make an insight check. And I'll allow anyone else that's in tune to this conversation that wishes to make one. May make one.
I'm being
18.
What check?
Insight.
I rolled an 18 on mine.
13.
17.
No. Okay. It's Morgor attempting an insight. Remus, you rolled bad.
That is correct. So I'm just daydreaming and making lightsaber noises in my head.
15.
Okay. Howard, with the 18, you see a small tear kind of coming from her eye, and there's a almost a sense of guilt that you can kind of see from her face.
Well, we all do things we're not proud of. I'm sure Sergio is in a better place. Or not, because I'm sure he probably bled from the brain, so maybe not. But the thing is, we did learn that we can only do so many attempts before we bleed from the brain as well. So we have Sergio to thanks for that.
You got to get us out of here.
Yep.
That's how I'm going to let that be. She's... Sorry, guys. Bad puns.
Run, Sergio.
We're making puns about a ska song, which, like, there's only like 2 people out there that are going to get this, that are actually listening or watching. Let's be honest. So she's she goes, she looks shut down, bringing him up. Honestly, he kind of she looks kind of like she's brought out of her zone, and she goes, so does anyone have any help removing the shackles if I can round people up?
I might now.
Okay. Essentially, from what she explains to you is that she can gather troops to come and help in a revolt against Jarrell, but if he wishes to, the shackles can be used against them. So he'll be able to have minions at his control. So you have to remove the shackles if you wish to remove them one by one. If you remove them with failed attempts, they can essentially hemorrhage from the brain and they'll die.
Yeah.
Unless you find a way to shut them off completely, which she is not aware of yet.
Well,
are you guys sure you don't want to just leave the circus?
Yeah, no, I'm more than willing to leave. I just want to kill Jarrell before we do.
No, that's fair. Do you guys want me to try the Kevin on like a pair of unarmed,
I'll hold up
unpersoned shackles? Yeah, there you go.
All right. Hold up. Right. Kevin to the unarmed shackles. Slide it in. What do you do to think how do you think to have him shift between a blade and a key? What do you think?
I think I just say it out loud. It's like, all right, key time.
Key time.
There's a little puff of metal shavings as the key, as the blade kind of shifts into a magical form, and there is now a key in its place. Move it in. Make a sleight of hand check as you're trying to lockpick.
It is 22.
22. With Kevin, you go to kind of slip it in. You feel the tumblers click into place again. Move it. You see one of the shackles unlocks on the pair. There's still one more locked shackle on the other hand.
I mean, if it works in one, it should work in both, right?
You just have to
Guys.
you have to make multiple checks. It's not that the
Yeah.
key just works. It's that it's gonna have to make multiple checks.
Yeah. Okay. I mostly was just trying to make sure it at least did one of the shackles to be able to do it on the fly, hopefully.
Okay. So will I meet up with you guys to bring people around? Where do you wish to meet up? Are you going to bring Howard directly to him now? Do you wish to wait for the show to begin and I can round up who's ever's not working? Remus, do you wish to just come with me and we can unlock people along the way?
That makes sense. I want to insight check her.
Make an insight check.
I got a 5.
She's being very honest at this point right now. I mean, you've all have done some planning with her before, and she's just more or less looking for some guidance from you all. She looks a little out of it still, to be honest, from the Sergio comments. It's just kind of something had rattled her.
Gotcha. I think that's a great idea, at least to get us more people there.
Okay. She, well, I actually have a few people in mind. There's Seltina. She's generally in charge of where they have the hammer station with throwing the daggers. A drow. She's very good with the blade. And she may be good giving us some ranged cover. Give her a few crossbows. At the hip, and she'll be fine with that. Maybe can direct some of the attention from afar. And there's Gilliban. He's an orc that's fairly good with a mallet of a warhammer, and he's got some good strength. I know he get him pissed off and send him in a direction. He'd be able to distract quite a few people. Benja is another dwarf, and I don't know where he's at right now. They'd be off by their sides getting their games in their individual booths probably set up. Benja's he's probably preparing tonight's supper. So we have to split up and go in two different directions. We'll have to loop back around, as she lets you know that you have to go into one side to the far end of the carnival to get the drow and to get the orc, because he helps out setting up for the hammer and the mallet swinging, and then the dwarf. She lets you know that he's good with healing, and he's going to be on the way to Jarrell's kind of tent in the main act direction. So we'll loop by and grab him last, so she doesn't have to get too close to Jarrell and then loop back around.
Like that idea. Shall we wait before we bring me in for you to round everybody up, or?
Well, if you all can head in and get him distracted, then Ricky and I and Remus and I.
Insight checker.
Insight check. She looks disoriented. She goes, Remus and I and the others and anyone else we can kind of catch as stragglers. Perhaps we can help come up and catch you in the moment as you're squaring off with Jarrell. Intimidate him, call him out on it. Maybe get the crowd riled up, loosen whatever monstrous catastrophe he has that you'll be fighting, and begin from there.
Okay. Just don't double cross us and take Remus with you, leaving us by ourselves.
No, I like Remus. He's fairly chill.
Right. We like him too.
Just standing there with a thumbs up.
Morgor does not hate Remus.
Now
That's-
2 thumbs ups.
That's the first thing that Morgor doesn't actually hate. That's interesting.
Big.
That's huge.
All right. So, Kelna explains her plan is that you guys are going to loop over to the one side of the carnival and get a drow named Seltina that throws some daggers. You're going to get Gilliban. He's an orc that is kind of like the strong arms that helps set up everything. And he usually is seen breaking down the Mallet Gallagher game that Howard was playing.
Yeah, we left off good terms with that draw, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And you all are going to head up to Jarrell. Now, which way do you guys wish to go into it? Are you guys going to go up and through like the back and kind of approach them from behind? Or are you going to try and bust in through the main part of the crowd? What's the game plan for you?
I think we should make a scene out of it. Put on
Yeah,
a
I
show.
said front door.
Yeah.
Bring
Especially
them
if you
in.
guys are going to be, taking me in. You might as well show me off.
Are you going to lock Howard in his shackles? Are you going to fake the locks? Are you
Um,
going to... You guys tell me.
I'll take the non-spellcasted shackles or whatever and just basically set them on him enough so that it's there. So from like a far enough away point of view, it would look like they were on without actually being on, or just closed without.
Okay. All right.
This is going to be the art of deception and improv that
okay.
we're going on here.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I'm pretty good at that too, so I can pull that off.
Okay. Give me a second then.
Okay. Follow Morgor's lead.
You gonna do the talking or should I, Morgor?
Morgor do talking.
You go for it, buddy.
We did say we want a big distraction, so you go for it.
All right. So, as you begin walking your way down to the front part of the tent, you decide to time yourself off better because you don't want to start too much of a fight and get into it before Remus and Kelna and the others have time to come up for the rescue. So we'll say that we're going to do a little bit of split right here, let a little bit of Remus and Kelna go off, and then we'll come up and pick up with the rest of the group as you all begin walking your way towards the front of the tent. So, Remus, make a stealth check with Kelna.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I lost that one. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that one too. All right, third time's the charm, right? It was 27.
Nice. Perfect. Was it nat 20?
I rolled an 18.
Okay, not bad. With sneaking off and slipping to the side and starting to run between various carts in the direction of where the games are, you see Kelna begin to push you down to the side and keep quiet as you see two gnolls, these hyena-looking lycanthrope, kind of like humanoid werewolf-looking like beasts, but they have like these spotted, furred backs that are hunched over and these like snouts. And patrol the ground, he said. The one starts itching his neck. I can't believe it. He said to be on the lookout for anything too fishy. As two of these creatures are talking to each other. Shut up. Hopefully he'll let us go after this. He said it's That's almost been paid. No, no stowaways are allowed. They start snapping at each other and are going down and in between the rows of the different carts and crates and the carriages of like where people are sleeping and tenting. Kelna slips as she's trying to hold you down to the side, and as she slips, her head cracks into your kneecap, and you hear her go, "Oh!" And there's a moment that the two Knowles. I heard that. Did you? I heard something. No, you. Yes, I did too. And they are begin kind of slinking down in your direction, of roughly 30 feet from you, of kind of creeping and looking for the source of the sound of what this came from, as they were talking and not fully aware of what was being said and done. Make a stealth check.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay. Walking by up near where you are all hidden behind, where you two are hidden behind one of the barrels, you grab Kelna's mouth and just hold her quiet, and you hear her breathing begin to halt, not wanting to alert anyone that you are aware that you are there. You see them walk by you, and part of your cloak just kind of matches in right with the barrels that are naturally at your right next to you, helping you hide.
Can I use my mage hand to like make a distraction like 20 feet away or something on the other side?
Yeah, what do you wish to do as a distraction with the mage hand?
Like, what do I see across the way? Like, is there like something I can knock over, or like branches I can rustle in a bush or a tree?
Yeah, there's a few bushes that are grown up, kind of like tumbleweed looking bushes that are rough, and has you see like some burlap sack is caught on one of them, next to a couple stacks of carts and crates.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just try and move the sack around a bunch with my mage hand.
Make a deception check.
I haven't rolled yet. I just looked at my modifier.
It's all good.
I got a 29.
The two Knowles heads kind of look over. Fool! Smacks the other one. The one runs over and grabs the burlap tarp and kind of like the scrap and rips it from the bush. Nothing. Keep looking. You go that way. I'll go this. Splitting up is better. And the two actually split up and split in various directions. As they both run past you in different varying ways, Kelna's good. They went in the other direction and just kind of going to your rear side, leaving the direction that you are walking towards. You begin continuing your way to the far end of the carnival, past the varying rows of vendors and carnival games that are all kind of shut down and held, and you can even see some of the people are packing up, knowing that it is winding up for the night. There are ghouls and skeletal and zombie-looking creatures that are untying ropes and rolling up some of the tarps and collecting kind of like bottled games and putting away trinkets and toys in crates. About 10 minutes go by before you appear to the row of games where Finks and Howard were. They described with the mallet hammer game, the fish game, and the dagger throwing game, that you see an individual that is very much dead, hanging upside down with dagger puncture wounds in him. there's no one out there working right now. Kelna's going, Satina! Satina! Gilliban! You here? You're... Kelna! What's going on? Why are you not at the show? Shouldn't you be working and helping people in? She goes, no, not that brave today. I trying to hopefully make it so we can get out. As a half orc comes walking from behind one of the tents, from behind where you could see the dagger game being. And he is shirtless, has a belt on with a girder, and a leather padding that kind of droops down between his waists. Very barbarianistic style of like leather wolf hide armor, minimalistic. Along his back there is a large hammer that is flat on both sides, and you can see it is stained red. Oh, what's this about? She goes, tonight's the night. I've got someone that's pretty good with lockpicking. Get Saltina. We're out of this place. As he looks over at you. Name's Gilliban. He goes over to shake your hand.
Hello. I'm Remus.
Crunches your hand a little bit, but not too
Oh,
tight.
please don't crunch my hand.
Easy, little one. We need you to be dexterous. As he goes, Saltina, come on. As you see the drow with the white bunned hair that was described before, that has this leathered cloak, come walking around. Yes, I am. Oh, Kelna. Surprising to see you. You should have been working. As it says, like, no, she's going to help us. Apparently tonight's the night. She goes, oh, I thought you said that was weeks away. That this would be an idea to only be humored. She goes, well, the time scale escalated, and we've got help now. It's not just us. Oh, we have help. As this drow looks over at you. And are you the help?
Yes,
Well,
I think so.
well, hopefully you can do this without killing one of us.
I also hope so. If anyone can help me, maybe guide me or assist me, I would recommend it. But if not, the guy who usually does it for me is somewhere else, and he doesn't. It's a long story. He doesn't want to heal me right now. It's a whole thing. Anyways,
She goes,
but he will if I. Yeah.
She goes,
Who's first?
I have some help for you. As she kind of puts her hand on your shoulder. What languages do you speak? I'll never remember offhand.
Just common and infernal.
All right. Howard? I'm sorry, not Howard. It's just you and Kelna there.
It's just me and Kelna. I hear a
Kelna?
bunch of noises.
You hear a elvish dialect whispered, but there's almost this aggression in the undertones as you feel a crawling sensation as she places her hand on your back of like your shoulder. You feel like almost like a tickle and then a pinch on your neck. You've been blessed. She
That
goes,
hurt, but all right.
here, don't kill us. My queen would be mad. So,
Who's your queen?
It's a long story. You're not a drow. She probably would kill you regardless.
Oh, man, you would have loved my friend's lander.
That's a bit.
Do you like my armor?
The armor? And she's looking over. You do have the spider armor. She's looking. And she's like, "Can it back to the shack?" Oh, this is nice armor. I like this. As it just catches her off guard, and she's like, "Oh, make a charisma check on her."
Deal. $17.
All right, 17. She goes, "Huh, I do like this armor." She kind of puts her hand on your shoulder and kind of like moves it over your shoulder a little bit more and kind of runs her hand down your back, feeling the leather and kind of like tracing the inlays of the spider webbing along it. And make a perception check.
$13.
13. You feel a click as she kind of runs her hand along your back shoulder and kind of near your armpit. There's almost like as if a button was pressed. It's almost like a clicking noise, and you feel almost like a pressure in your right shoulder underneath, like right here.
Oh, could you fix that, please?
It is fixed. It wasn't sitting right. I've heard stories of spider-borne armor.
Oh, but I'm not a spider, so it's a little snug.
Of course you are. To the shackles,
right.
please. As she kind of
sure.
She raises it. She kind of pulls one of her collars. Or kind of like unfurls part of like her collar from her shirt, and you see this very thin kind of choker that is around her neck. And there, on the very back of it, there is a keyhole to be unlocked. She goes, "Don't kill me." And as she does that and kind of gets down and almost like in a kneeling, kind of like down to like levels to give you like best access to her neck, Gilliban has his hammer and is now kind of pulled it out and in front of him and is holding it now, just kind of waiting with whatever had happened. Kelna's, "Whoa there, big guy. Come on.
Why do you need the hammer?
I don't know.
What the hell's the hammer gonna do?
I don't know what's gonna happen. I will be aware and ready."
You got it, big guy. What does blessing do again for the roll?
D4.
D4. Okay. I'm ready to give this a shot with. I pull out Kevin. He's still a key, so they look very confused as to why I'm so excited. And then I go, knife. That goes to a knife. And I go, key.
It's a key.
It's a key again. And I'm going to give it a shot and the choker.
Okay. Make a lockpicking check as a sleight of hand with the proficiency bonus.
That. So we got. So the hang. We got a 24.
24.
24.
As you slip the key into the back of the neck, you feel the tumblers go. As they turn, it unlocks. And Celtina's collar, you hear, and there's a moment that you see her kind of begin to break and lose herself, and she, "Thank you very much.
I'm Remus. Enjoy."
Will do. Gilliban.
Big scary hammer guy.
You see her. She puts her hand on your shoulder again and goes, "Please, don't kill him either." And she'll cast blessed on you again. And Gilliban, holding the warhammer, is has the shackles on each one of his on his wrists, so it's gonna take 2 of them.
Oh, we gotta start somewhere. Let's go with the right one.
As you go up to his wrist, he's holding it at your eye level. If you kill me, I'll come back and smash your head with this hammer.
You may have to wait in line, but I believe you.
I will. All right, make a check.
$22.
You slip the key into the tumblers, and as there is a little bit of a resistance, Kevin, the key knife, slips into place and unlocks the right shackle.
All right.
Falls to the ground. You see him kind of just flex his right arm. Okay.
Probably just use that thing as a mace and just beat people with the other shackle if you wanted.
Perhaps. He's looking at the head of the hammer and looking at the chains and seeing how he can make something work out of it.
You just need
Please.
something about the size of your wrist to lock into the other one. Anyways, yeah, let's try this, Kevin. You heard me talking to Kevin. I'm gonna talk. You hold on a second. I'm gonna look at Kevin real quick, and I'm gonna be like, Kevin, I know it's been you on these last 2. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna need you for one more. I'm gonna try really hard, but I know you've been carrying the weight a little bit. So I'm gonna put in my best effort, and we'll try real hard on this last one to get this large man who will probably kill me and eat you. Then I'm going to just put it in the keyhole.
All right, make a check.
Dun, dun, dun,
You're
dun.
blessed again, too.
Yeah.
And with each bless, you feel another pinch on your neck.
I don't like this.
Uh,
I don't like the pinching.
make a wisdom or intelligence check.
You hold on. I got a 23 for the other lock.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna make a wisdom check.
As the keys unlock, the shackles drop to the ground, and he starts to get mad and kind of, whoa, not yet. We're going after Jarrell. Hold on to it. As the foam at the mouth begins to just recede slightly. Was a wisdom check or intelligence, whichever you chose.
Let me see if intelligence is any better. Oh, it's 1 better. So I got a 4.
Feels like insect bites on your back neck.
Oh, I know. You know what? I might cause a little mischief, Finks.
Oh no. I have
No.
idea.
All right. Is that everyone here?
Well,
That's all the.
yeah, I mean, as far as right now, there's Benja for a little bit of healing, and I really haven't made that many other friends here.
You know, they're probably all better post battle to see who we need to save.
Most likely. I mean, if we can get the shackles off Barbados and Holiday, I mean, that wouldn't be bad, but there's most likely going to be the ones attempting to kill us. So that's why we got the extra muscle and the range. As she looks over at Saltina's like, by the way, get the crossbows. You're going to want them. She looks at Gillibrand and goes, stay angry. Just not too much yet.
If you get real angry, you can just hit yourself a little. That'll keep you going. Just sock yourself once every 6 seconds. That's what I've heard.
He goes, will do. All right. You guys begin making your way over to where Benja would be. At this point, you all have been relaxing and kind of waiting, prepping yourself to head out. You are roughly 10 minutes ahead of where Kelna and her little crew with Remus are. They're not. Let's see. Actually, Remus, give me a stealth check to see how quiet they're doing.
$25.
Okay. Who's the most perceptive of the party besides Remus? Is that you, Maximus?
I am not perceptive.
I believe it is you, Maximus.
Yeah, I get a +5 on perception.
No one else beats that?
No.
Okay. Make a perception check.
25.
All right. You do hear the party probably about 5-7 minutes behind you, following up, as they have begun making their way towards the tent that Howard had pointed out and Kelna had told you about, where she was going to look for like the cooking stations to go get the dwarf Benja. By this point, you have all begun waiting and decide it's time to move in for Jarrell. What you guys doing for, are you guys bringing them single file? You trying to be stealthy? Are you just walking straight up? Are you going to lock them up last minute? Are you going to bring them in lockings and like the clamps the whole way? What's your guys' plan on this side?
Yeah, you can put me in it. Just don't lock it. And
Morgor got this. Follow Morgor's lead.
All right, so the Morgor, and then behind him on each side, I guess I'll grab onto the back of Howard's cloak or coat and hold him like I'm behind him to the side.
Okay.
Like kind of grabbing onto him, like walking him forward.
All right.
All right, and I'll be behind him, and I will be preparing the thaumaturgy spell. I'm gonna make some tremors and some lightning, and I'll get ready to make my voice very loud to introduce ourselves.
Okay.
I'll cast prestidigitation on myself and make it look like I'm already kind of beaten and worn down.
Right.
Like I'm under some kind of control.
Subdued. Okay.
Subdued.
All right, we're going to have deception checks made in just a moment as you are all approaching the front of the gate. Give me another perception checks, Maximus. And I'll say Finks. Perception check.
15.
Okay.
1 5.
5.
5. Okay. You hear at this point and now for our final act. We have a great beast far beyond that we have captured on our latest stop in Yeover Swamp. A monstrous, tentacleless beast with an appetite that has no limits. We have a few unworthy patrons that attempted to steal from us. That, well, this is why you don't steal from a undead carnival, as you're as there is a sound of a lashing, almost of a whipping noise through the air, as there's a as something begins almost like wrapped up in a tentacle, and you hear a as there's a gaping, almost like air sucking sound. And you hear as there's almost like a lashing sound of something being pulled taut quickly, and there's a almost like gulping noise. While that's happening, Remus and Kelna and the other two make it over to the cooking quarters, and Kelna goes, Benja, where are you? Help her make an investigation check. She's going, Remus, I don't see him around here. He's always preparing for food after. He's stupid enough that he cares about the patrons and about us, the other workers here. He feels that his food can help them. He's a healer, and he feels that the warm cooking has good. He's too blind. He would rather stay here than get out. Where is he?
You said investigation check?
Investigation check. And she's
Nat
frantically
20!
You
My investigation mod is a 2. I got a nat 20.
nice. As she's frantically looking up and down different aisles and of where there are almost like buffet style, where you're gonna like place crates of like food that are heated and preheated, ready to be set and placed to be able to scooped out. He is running up and down, or she's running up and down looking at them. You see there is a big pot of soup that has a ladle sitting on the ground in front of it that has some stew still sitting in it. And it looks almost as if it
Ladle's
was left.
still hot?
Ladle is still hot, as if it was dropped there.
I think he's been taken. The soup is still hot. The ladle is not cleaned.
What? Looking down at where the ladle is, you do see two, it looks like scuff marks of boots being dragged down and out of the tent and to almost like a back alley kind of like direction towards the main tent.
They went this way.
She goes, Gerald must have seen me. I need a charisma check from you as you see Kelna begin to get shut down again. She goes, first Sergio, and Gerald, and Benja. I just want to go home.
We gotta get out of here.
Home.
Don't cry, Kelna. You'll mess up your makeup.
Damn. I got a 15 for charisma.
There is a few tears kind of coming down, and she's, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him.
Everyone wants to kill this guy.
Remus, I want you to stab him in the back, and then let me cut his throat.
I mean, if we, I'll try real hard to make all that happen, but I don't know if you saw Morgor. He's ready to kill that guy, and Morgor hates pretty much everything.
He took my father.
All right, you have first dibs. I get that.
I'm gonna kill him. As she completely disregards the whole secrecy plan and stomps out, leading out the front, and marches following right up after where you could see Howard and Finks and Morgor and Maximus beginning to enter into the big top tent. You four bust in. Remus, if you wish to follow up and run up, you can do so.
Can I try and go in a different way sneakily?
Do you wish to? Yes. Kelna tells you, distract him, get the crowd going, create chaos. We'll kill who needs to be killed. If you're lucky and you're feeling it, unlock others from their shackles.
I don't know. I'm not super social with the undead. I'm gonna do the chaos plan. I think that's probably the best plan I can do.
All right. Kelna's pissed. She is walking, following up to where the party is about to walk into the tent. Remus, what direction are you trying to go from?
So I don't know the exact direction off right now, but essentially my concept right now is I want to go in from one of the other sides, like not where the main people are, but maybe either the side or the back. Okay. I just want to go in the center of the stage, and then I'm gonna straight Star Wars kid it.
Okay.
I'm just because I feel like there's a lot of undead people there. If they just see a giant sword made of light being swung around, they're all gonna panic.
Okay. You sneak off. Make a stealth check as you begin to slip off to the side, and
I will wait till I see the rest of the party first, though.
you do see the party entering in through the main entrance at this point.
Okay, I meant like when I go in, like if I see them and things seem weird, you know what I mean?
Okay, so we'll say that you snuck around to one of the sides of the tent. You slip underneath it, and you are make a stealth check as you're keeping to the shadows. As you see Howard being brought in, followed by Morgor, Finks, and Maximus. To the
22.
main center. For the moment, you are hidden. You feel there is what you are witnessing is the back end. Actually, at this moment, you all would be noticing from varying from different angles. Remus, you would see this from the back end, and Howard, Morgor, Finks, and Maximus as you walk into the tent. You do see there the patrons along the road, the bent, curved bleacher stands where everyone is sitting. And in the center of the ring, there are two other bodies that are chained up and given what appears to be these basic-looking rusty swords, and their hands are chained together with little distance, almost like prison yard style. Like you can kind of move, but you're not going to be running, and you're not really swinging with actual strength. And they're, we swear, Jarrell, it wasn't. He goes, no. So we are to make an example of you all. As you can see, our pet here is quite hungry. And you see as he waves his hand to the pet of a large, 20 foot tall, 15-foot wide, bulbous frog with a tongue that is lashing out, and it has multiple tentacles, kind of slipping from its slipping off of like its side of its body. It's connected almost in a uncontrollable, just instinctual, just as it's kind of sliding around the ground. One of the tentacles is beginning to kind of curl up the feet and the legs of one of the humans that is chained up. As he pulls it the giant frog creature pulls him to the ground and kind of yanks his foot out from behind him. Gerald goes, "No, none of that," and cracks a whip and distracts the creature as the tentacle recedes back to itself. You all bust in at this moment, or begin to walk in.
Creatures in sight.
Creatures in sight.
I want to cast Speak to Animals. Can it do that mentally? Is that a mental thing, or do I actually have to like talk?
Is it a spell?
It's a cantrip. It's an Eldritch Invocation. First level divination. It doesn't say.
Checking right now. Verbal, and so it's hand motions and verbal.
To cast it, right?
Yes.
But is the actual communication verbal, or can that be
Checking
like,
right now. Yeah, so you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts.
Okay. I'll hold for now then.
And make an animal either an animal handling or nature check.
Okay, I'm gonna go with nature.
Okay.
14.
You're aware that this is not an animal. This is a monstrosity.
Okay. Sounds good.
So we're in the tent now.
Mm-hmm.
We see this frog creature,
Mm-hmm.
and we see Jarrell.
You see Jarrell off to the side of it cracking a whip. She goes, "Up, Bobo!" as the frog creature grabs the tentacle that's slithering out back. It reaches out to the human's feet, wraps it around, dangles it upside down. The person's gonna try use its hands, try to swing a sword at the tentacle. He goes, "Come on, you're gonna have to do better than that if you wish to live."
I'm
Swing the tentacle, swing the sword, and it's failing.
Is the frog Thulu thing? Is it like shackled and chained as well?
Make a perception check, and you all can Google the term froghemoth if you wish to see what this looks like to be more accurate.
figured it was.
19. 19 for perception.
You do not see any shackle on this creature.
Okay.
At this moment.
I wish to yell Drell's name.
Okay.
Do I see either of the people I'm supposed to be looking for to unshackle?
Either Holiday or Barbados?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check. Or perception check. Your choice.
Yeah, they're probably both not good. Oh, that was okay. Investigation or perception. I got a dirty 20. I rolled an 18 plus 2.
Okay. You see a white tiefling to your left, 20 feet, leaning on his back on some boxes as he's spinning around a pistol in his one hand. Just playing around with it, cowboy style. He's flipping around the pistol, spinning it. He's got a looks to be a smoke out of his one part of his mouth. You do not see Barbados.
I will try to sneak over to Holiday and unlock them.
You see that on Holiday, he has 2 shackles on his wrists. You are aware that Holiday is one of Jarrell's bodyguards, so he's keeping a very close eye just kind of on Jarrell, and he's scoping out the crowd. And he actually... You see him whisper, kind of muttering something under his breath. And make a stealth check as you slink over to him. You see him staring at the he is staring at the entrance of the tent.
22.
22. Okay. Out of his range of vision, you slink up to behind the barrels behind him. Of the stacks of boxes, there's 2 large crates that are 10 foot tall. These are huge, big crates. And using your eye to kind of peer inside them, you see they're filled with hay, and they're these giant, large, metallic sphere, almost like cannonballs, like about this big.
How close am I to him?
Within about 5 feet. If you're behind the crates.
I would like to use one of my barrels lids and become a barrel in front of the barrels.
Okay. So you could be like right next to him. You're gonna have to make another stealth check if you want to activate one of your barrels and trying to creep up next to him.
All right, I'm gonna try really hard. 27.
This moment, Holiday does not perceive you, conjuring a barrel right next to him.
Where is, is it possible for me to try and use Kevin to unlock him without him knowing?
Well, for this moment, because Holiday is unaware of your your proximity to him, and not seeing you, he re-shifts himself on the barrel and moves his left hand down to his side, and as he does, you see part of the hand appear in the barrel's image of like the illusion, and you see a shackle sitting right in front of your face as there is a white-skinned hand just kind of gripping on his side as he's watching.
I'm gonna go for it.
Make a deck.
Kevin the key knife. We'll pull him out
Make a straight sleight of hand check. Add your proficiency to this.
I'm saying a little prayer for you, Remus.
Thanks.
Hope it reaches you.
24.
You slip in, Kevin, real quick as the hand swings back in your direction. And as the hand almost swings in, you have Kevin ready. And as you've been practicing with multiple other shackles, you unlock it. Shackle comes off of the wrist. You see it.
As soon as that one comes off, I'm going to immediately go for the other one because I should be able to see it through the barrel, right?
You see it through the barrel, but it's on the other side of him. So his back is on a stack of boxes, and you're on the left side of him. You have to get over to the right side of him now. How are you doing that?
Oh, God. That's a great question.
Bonus action, disengage. That moves you a square, right?
It moves me as much as I want.
Let's say this one.
But
roll for
you
initiative.
Can notice a barrel.
Oh, boy.
Roll for initiative, Remus.
Geez. I'm not fighting anyone. Oh, that was good. All right. I forgot what my initiative mod is. Hold on. I got a 20 initiative.
I have a 9, so you roll first.
Sick.
All right. What do you wish to do?
Okay. Here's my question about disengaging. If I disengage and then attempt to undo the shackle, can he not react to me?
He wouldn't be able to react to you disengaging. He would be able to react to you after your action. He's not gonna.
Okay.
He's not gonna react with you coming into his space. So you disengage. You would remove. You would leave without the reaction. You could come back into his vicinity and enter it again and react. And then if he wishes to, if you try to leave his space a second time, he could then react to that.
Okay. Here's my idea. He's leaning against the barrels, right?
To the stack of boxes, of crates.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to both push him and the crates forward so he falls.
Okay. Make
and
a
knocked prone, hopefully.
Simple strength check. He's trying to push him down and push some of the boxes and the crates down to kind of knock him over.
It's going to be a 14.
Okay. All right. He fails his dex save. See if he gets pushed over on his stomach. What do you wish to do? As he goes, Jura! All in the same time motion as he just kind of shouts out.
I would like to unlock the other shackle.
You hop on his back and go to unlock the second shackle. Go for a second sleight of hand check.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't fail this.
Oh, God, it literally landed on the edge and I can't see. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
This is fate.
Maybe it's because you have an eye patch on.
It is. I got a 27, though. I rolled an 18 plus my mod of 9.
As you go to slip the key into the second one, you twist it. You hear the as it unlocks.
Are they held together by a chain or are they just
These
random?
holidays were not held together by chains. There are two individual shackles.
All right. I'm just gonna bonus action disengage and then run away 30 feet towards the center of the ring.
Okay, so as you begin that, cut over Morgor. You called out to Jarrell to distract him during this entire time.
Yeah.
Real quick, before Morgor gets started, after he calls out Jarrell, I want to use that thaumaturgy spell to dim all the torches in the room and then bring them back up in like a vibrant red and very bright.
The aggressive lighting.
Mood shift.
Does Jarrell acknowledge me?
Jarrell, well, hello there. You're a strong-looking dragonborn. I believe we've met before. About a day or so.
Jarrell, my name is Morgor. Morgor is here to kill you.
There's a moment of him. Sure. You have to kill me, please. Really? As he kind of looks over and sees Howard. He's here to kill me. That's the big thing?
Yes. We've all decided, and I'm sure the crowd can agree, you're a terrible ringleader, horrible at the show, and nobody really likes you. So we're gonna kill you.
There's a chuckle and a grin. You see him look over the crowd. So, the real performance for you all tonight. As he begins to crack his whip. Cracks it again at the frog creature again. It says, a feast for you. Eat to your heart's content. As the frog begins
And as soon
to
as he tries to crack the whip again, I'm gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast at his hand.
All right. Make attack roll.
All right.
Now I'm going to change the color of the fire to yellow now for Howard.
All right.
Nice. It was only a 10 though, so I probably missed.
All right.
The light distracted me.
You shoot an Eldritch Blast. It goes flying through the air. Hits off at some random patron. Gets hit off in the crowd.
Totally meant to do that.
All right. So you guys are ignoring the whole Howard is in shackles trip.
The veil has been lifted.
Way too soon. Go Morgor.
Way too soon.
And
cool.
As he begins to chuckle and laugh, you see his whip crackles into a red, jeweled-looking sword with the blade that looks of this red, fiery metal. As he goes, well, this time, we'll see who dies at the end of the fight. And we'll pick up there next week. As you see this frog creature begin kind of stomping its way towards you. And Jarrell is holding this new, almost a samurai curved blade in his right hand. He's getting ready for a combat, almost kind of limbering himself out. And you see him kind of look up and goes, join in any time. You all can look up at one of the top banisters. There's a green half-orc that vanishes in a plume of misty smoke, appears on the ground next to him, and begins walking in his way towards you, group. You four. Remus, you come running in from behind. Are you still going Star Wars kid with the light, with the sun sword?
Yeah, I
Over
am.
66.
If Jarrell's pulling this shit, getting guys popping down, I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm just going.
All right. As he begins chanting some arcane, say, Ricky, Remus, make an Arcana check.
Be 7.
Okay. You don't hear. You don't understand the words that Jarrell is chanting and shouting. But you hear a from about 30 feet out to the edge of the tent, kind of following in from the backside where Finks had went and found Kelna the first time. And we're gonna pick up there next. And we're gonna pick up there next week as you hear a sword of what appears to be zombies or undead. There's a the ground has a slight rumble to it as some larger sized individuals are coming out, and you hear "No!" as Kelna shouts, running up from behind the party of you all. And we'll pick up there with the ambushed and encounter next week. As this is going to be, I'm going to attempt to have a nice little battle map ready for everyone because this should be something fun to see visually. I do have a few minis out there that I have some ready to be painted that will be great for this. And I'm excited for you all to finally fight Jarrell again.
Part deux.
Part deux.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to follow up with Tony from the chat. Thank you everyone else that is tuning in. Black Frog Joe and Argon Jr., thank you so much. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Make sure to be back next week when we go live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be running and rolling dice by 7:30. But make sure to tune in next week. Make sure to hit notification and make sure to hit that like, subscribe, the little bell button, so you're notified next time we go up and go live. And if you haven't yet, if you're listening in, make sure to jump on over to the Twitch at podcasters_ and hit follow, subscribe, so that we get those number boosts and that you can then interact with the majority of the chat, because that's where they're all hanging out and chatting. So do that. All right, guys. Before we sign off and let everyone else know where you can follow the players at, please make sure to head over, support podcasters on social media. It's pod-casters, Tabletop Gaming on Facebook and YouTube. On Twitch, it is podcasters at podcasters_ on Twitch. Podcasters _ on Twitch. And on Instagram, it's podcasters _ tabletop gaming. The links will be in the bio below, in the show info. So please make sure to hit that, follow the link tree, support us. I'm rambling. Essentially what I'm saying is make sure you're here live on Sunday nights to watch us all. But if you're listening, thank you so much. Before I ramble any further, Maximus, let them know where they can find you.
Hey, you can follow Maximus. I need to really learn how to memorize stuff. Maximus tweets on Twitter from time to time. And if you're on Twitter, you can follow him at Podcaster with no S, Mad Max. Podcaster, Mad Max. If you want to follow anything I'm doing online, logo created like you see, the network, the Faybala 5 and the Network N, I make those. You can follow me on the Instagrams and the Twitters and all the other internets at themark716.
There you guys go. And Howard,
you can follow Howard on Twitter at podcastersh. And then if you want to follow my art, you can go check it out on Facebook and Instagram, Ratfink Arts. I'm slowly catching up on some Sword Timber stuff, so be on the lookout for that and some other projects I got coming up. So be on the lookout.
All right. Thank you so much. And Finks.
All right, everybody. You can follow Finks on Twitter at podcastersfinks. If you want to follow me doing some miniature painting, I'm on Instagram at Phoenix Forged. And I do want to promote one more thing.
Sweet.
And I don't know how Discord works very well, but DCT Industries actually does have a Discord that we started, and we really haven't done too much with it yet. So I'm going to throw that link in the chat. So if you want to follow DCT Industries on Discord, trying to build up a community for some Kaimon stuff, check it out.
Sweet. Check on out. Speaking of DCT Industries and Kaimon, Jeff, come on down.
All right. You can check out DCT Industries on Facebook at dctindustries.tabletopgaming or Instagram at DCT_industries. We got our resin models up and running.
Woot.
We got like a little owl. Got
Little dinosaur,
like a
brontosaurus.
little dinosaur. They call this one the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Oh, that's like my favorite one.
Oh, I love
Nice.
it.
Cool.
And here is that cosmic dragon.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
So, yeah, like Tony said, follow us on Discord. We'll be posting a lot more stuff on there. And follow us on Facebook. You can check out kind of like what we got coming up and any projects that are coming up. And I believe our first convention is going to be in November. Playtest Playfest. It's a local convention.
So
here in
exciting.
Buffalo. So, yeah, we'll be there
All right.
demoing Kaimon.
Make sure you guys, if you're able to, head on over to Playtest. Wait, what is it?
Playtest Playfest, I believe.
Playfest. Make sure to head on over, check it out, support DCT Industries and Kaimon. And if you haven't yet, make sure to follow them on social media. And last but not least, Remus.
I'm Remus. You can follow Remus at Podcasters Remus on Twitter. He'll tweet stuff like a random Star Wars picture today, or other stuff down the road. You can follow me. I'm Ricky Coates at Rick_Coates on Instagram, Twitter, any of that fun stuff if you want to. And if you, for some reason, I don't know when this is going up, are in the Pittsburgh area on Friday, oh my God, I forgot what day, the 17th for Four Chord Music Festival, I'll be there doing stuff, playing music, hanging out, but I'm pretty sure also Anthony will be there.
Not this year.
Anthony won't be there this year. I messed up already and we're live.
That's fine.
But maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, that's it for me. Thanks again. I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what happens with Jarrell. Things have progressed in an interesting way. And, we always derail. The NPC derailed the plan this week. I just want to put it out there. It was not me.
Finally, wasn't us.
Was not you. Well, she derailed the original plan with you, Remus. Everyone else, Morgor was the one's like, we're going to walk and we're going to fight him. Howard, you
That's
were
what I'm
supposed
saying.
to,
It wasn't my fault. It was her. All her.
She derailed your plan, but I'm going to tell you, everyone else was supposed to go in to try and trick Jarrell, and y'all were like, nope, Eldritch Blast. And
We'll be fine. We'll find out next week.
At this point, Howard would have just been like, oh, okay, I guess we're not doing that. Ugh.
throw shackles. Eldritch Blast.
All right.
All right, we're gonna pick up there next week, guys. Everyone that's tuning in, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Argon Jr., there should be a way to follow us or like us on the Twitch. I don't know. It does if it doesn't give you an option.
Button?
Yeah, somehow there should be a way to
there's
get
like a
to
heart,
give a follow or a like or something. Click buttons and we'll figure this out. You are awesome. BlackRock Joe, dude. Awesome, sweet. Rock on with the monk. I've got ideas for him. And we'll talk to everyone and see y'all next week. Grab those D20s and make sure to... Actually, I'm going to grab my Keep Flying dice because keep flying. Keep rolling. Look at that. I love that logo.